cord to this computer. And the way how I'm going to do this is, sorry, move some stuff around my screen. What's going on? Okay. Okay. So this right here is going to go to Cookie, and this line right here is going to go to L, if they want to do that. And this right here, the first line of the text is going to go to Anthony.
多分、あずきもお前のことを好きだぜ。あずきもお前のこと。I'm pretty sure that Azuki also likes you.
Perfect. Nice. And this next line down here is going to go to Carissa.
そんなわけないだろ? It's not like that, right?
Perfect. And next is Cookie's line, which is 会話もしたことないんだし、だいたいなんでそんなことお前にわかる? Which, yeah, we'll skip you, L. Sounds good. Let us know if you ever change your 9. So, Cookie has translated the beginning of the sentence as we haven't talked about that, which is a really good guess for that. 話もしたことないんです. This actually says I haven't done the event of talking, rather than I haven't talked about the event of talking. So he just says I haven't ever talked to her. Yeah, didn't give you too much time, Cookie. I'll do the next half of this, since that's basically a full sentence right there. You need to type so fast. だいたいなんでそんなことお前にわかる? And really, why do you even know that about me? And then this panel over here is going to go to Anthony.
だから言ったろ。一番後ろの席だから。I've already told you that. I'm the one. I sit at the very last. It's because I sit at the very last.
Yep, perfect. I sit in the very back of the class kind of vibe. This, which is how you translate perfect line. So next is going to be Carice.
一番後ろの席で、見渡していると、クラスのことが全部把握できるのかよ? Ooh, okay, so sitting at the back of the seat and 見渡していると being able to see everything?
Yes, being able to see everything. Basically, get your eye and kind of survey around the classroom kind of idea.
Okay. クラスのことが everything 把握できる. I don't know 把握, so to understand.
把握is わかる. Hi.
Okay, so like to understand everything that's going on around them in the class?
Perfect.
Okay.
And then Cookie's line is, warito na. Warito na. Well, comparative so. Perfect. And we got Ooh, so many words. Gonna go like this. This bubble right here is going to go to Cookie, and this first bubble up here is going to go to Anthony. Gambaro.
Okay. でも、当の本人がそう感じてないなら、あずきがお前を好きってのは、まだ俺の勘の域かもしれない。Oh my God. でも、当の本人が、but the person in question, is it the person that we're talking about?
Yes. In this case, I would say he's talking about Saiko Moritaka.
でも、当の本人がそう感じてないなら、あずきがお前を好きってのは、まだ俺の勘。Is it like him saying that I don't really feel that she likes you?
That's a good guess. I would argue it's saying the opposite of that. Do you know what kan means?
Kan is perception.
Yeah, but it's perception, like as in he's right. He says ore no perception, right? It's what I think, and Iki basically is saying like limited to. So he's saying, well, it might just be what I think is that she likes you, rather than that she actually likes you. So he says, if you, the person who is involved in the liking, doesn't feel like she likes you, well, maybe it's just a figment of my imagination, kind of vibe. And this right over here is going to do you, Sorry, I forgot your name already. Karisa.
Okay. Is it Chi or Chitsu?
Chi. Yeah.
Okay, Chi. なんだよ、少し、喜んじゃったじゃないかくそ
Yeah. I know. Kusotsu wouldn't make any sense. I don't know why they're not physically small. It has to be small too in the context.
Okay, so obviously he's like upset that this guy's talking to him like that. 少し喜んじゃったじゃないか. So like he's either not very like nice or he is very nice. Like
Yorokobu is like to be happy rather than nice.
Okay. Oh, okay. I always think of it as like welcoming.
I guess. Like yoroshiku kind of like vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more like he's talking about like are you not like a little bit happy that Azuki doesn't like him, because he's still like not told that, or he's like what, or he's like making fun of himself for like getting his hopes up like that. It could kind of be either.
Oh, okay.
I feel like both are possible. It is a weird sentence. I'm not like super confident in it. And Takagi's answer is Anshin chiro, noto wa kaisu shi, which is don't worry about it, I'll give you your notebook back. Perfect cookie. この中の秘密は誰にも言わない. I won't tell anybody the secrets inside of this. それはどうも. Well, thanks for that. ただし, however. And this panel right here is going to go to you, Anthony.
一つ条件がある。来た。Okay, so the first bubble is like, I have one condition. It's like Kita is like, here it comes.
Perfect. Nani, what? And the rest of this right here will go to you, Carissa.
Okay. あずきから手を引けか。どうせコーチは、告る気も勇気もない。Okay, so Azuki is the girl because of Azuki.
What is the teohiki meaning? That's like the most important part, I would say.
Hand pulling my hand?
This is being used to mean to withdraw.
Oh, okay. Teohiku. Okay, どうせコーチはどうせ I feel like I should know what that means.
It's like in the first place, like anyway kind of vibe.
Okay. Anyway, 告る気も
like 告白 no 告る
So something and
you know
courage.
告白?
I don't have. Koku what?
告白?
告白 No, I don't.
That's to confess, like to confess your feelings.
Okay, I should have known that. Okay. So, kokuruki, so like, kokuruki?
Ki can be used to note intent for something, to plan for something, like shimori.
So I don't intend to confess, and I don't have courage?
Exactly. I don't have the courage to, I don't plan on confessing, nor do I have the courage to do it in the first place.
Okay.
So that's why here's going with this idea of him being like, are you happy that perhaps he doesn't like me? Because he's like, well, maybe I'm wrong if you don't think he likes you. And he's like, oh, are you happy about this? Yeah, he's definitely talking about him. Because he still thinks in his head that both of them like the same girl.
Okay.
Kind of vibe. 俺と組んで漫画家になってくれ. Team up with me and let's please help me make a manga. And try as much as this as you can, Cookie. While the first bubble here is going to go to Anthony.
ガキの頃から漫画が好きで、漫画家になるのが俺の夢なんだ。漫画が好き。When I was a child, back when I was a child, I liked manga. Becoming a mangaka is my dream.
Perfect. And the next bubble here is going to go to Carissa.
いろいろ考えた、考えたか、考えたが、お前しかいない、お前の絵が必要なんだ。So I thought about it a lot, or I thought about a lot of different things, and it can't be anyone but you because your drawings are like necessary, like or important.
Perfect.
Okay.
Exactly what it says. And then Cookie's line is 全国でも画力トップクラスの特技が漫画夢何考えてんだこいつ a manga that is of such top class that is appreciated over the country, a dream. So the first, what is this guy thinking? So starting over here, I could see why you got confused. It's top class no takagi, not top class no manga. So the manga is still on the idea of that yume, manga. So it's saying, so that takagi, who's a top class in academic ability throughout the whole country, is what it's saying, rather than describing the manga with top academic class. Yeah. So Takagi, who is top class in school power. No. He's not really thinking that far. He's more like saying, so we have Takagi, who is the nerdiest boy in school, and he looks like the type of guy that studies all day. So in America, a nerdy boy, you might think of a mangaka, but that's not necessarily the automatic assumptions you hear, right? There's a difference between a nerd and a geek, and the distinction here is that Takagi is a nerd, he's not a geek. So the idea that the super smart person who's a top class is going to go to the best university possible wants to try his hand at making little picture books for children? That's so weird, right? It's more that vibe. Okay. And this half of the bubble is going to go to Anthony.
男に生まれたからには大物になりてえじゃん。金持ちになりてえじゃん。Okay. So from the day that male or boy is born, doesn't he want to like become like something big or be able to like have lots of money or be rich?
Perfect. Yep. 芸能界に入るほどのルックスや歌唱力はない。すぼ抜けと得意なスポーツもない。So in this case, he's talking about himself here, saying that I am not super good at sports, and I'm also not very good at geino, which I think is some kind of artistic thing. Oh, wait, he doesn't have the looks that are for geino, and he doesn't have kashoryoku, which is the ability to sing. So geino kai, I'm not sure what that is.
Entertainment industry.
Entertainment industry. Thank you. Save me time. And then this bubble right here is gonna go to Carissa. And Elle, if you're able to get your microphone to work, say anything.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Nice. Woohoo!
Hi,
You'll go.
sorry about that, guys.
All good, all good. In that case, actually, Carissa, I'm gonna have Elle go first, just because I don't know their level, and that looks like a little bit easier, just in case, because I have no idea. Versus this one looks harder, so that would be you're at the high class level.
Okay, I'm on my phone, so just bear with me for a sec.
Gotta zoom in.
だけど、俺には分岐、お前には概 個がある。
文才。So, bunsai means literary
bunsai.
talent. Be good at literature.
Oh, okay. So, だけど is like, but, I'm, like, 俺には文才
Right. 文才がある。お前には画力がある。So, がある has been dropped from the first clause.
Right. Sorry, I don't know. So, bunsai is talent. 俺には、俺 is like me.
Yes.
Right. So, I'm a
Do you know what aru means?
Aru, it's like have or like
have, yeah. So with aru, it's always the person who has something is always marked by ni. That's just the particle that takes. You don't see it super often, so but that's the particle it's marked with. Sometimes the ni will just be replaced by wa, but it's actually always ni. That's like the particle needed for that, because ga is marking the part of them that exists. So I have bunsai is the first thing, which is I have literary talents. And you have what? お前には画力がある.
Okay. Well, so that's like picture and that's like power. Well, you have like the talent to draw. Well, so
exactly.
you can draw.
Yeah. Exactly. I have the ability to write, and you have the ability to draw. Perfect. And I think Cookie started doing the lineup here. 日本の漫画はもう世界に誇る立派な文化だ。生きた証なお漫画で残す。So, Japan is a culture that is already so well renowned across the world. Yes. That is what the first thing does. The proof of living, all it's left is the leave your name behind in manga, basically. So basically this whole line here is Takagi saying, I want to be rich and famous one day. But you see, I can't sing, I actually am not handsome enough to be a model, and I suck at sports. Oh, I can't do those already. So how am I going to get rich and famous? Oof, I'm good at writing, and I know this guy who's really good at drawing. So I'm going to become a mangaka. All I have to do in order to get rich and famous is have my name be left behind in manga, is what he's saying. Because manga is already a famous throughout the world thing. And so, okay, so this one way over here is going to go to Cookie again, and this line right here is going to go to Curry's.
I'm sorry, can you magnify it just a little bit more?
Yes.
Oh, whoa, okay. Okay. 作文や感想文でたくさん、賞状もらう。お前が話を考えて、俺が絵を描く。Okay, 作文。
You could also add this to it. It's actually theoretically part of the sentence.
面白い。Okay, so writing and 感想文。感想 is like feeling?
It is feeling like writing.
Feeling writing, okay. で、たくさん a lot of 賞状もらう。Oh, 賞状 okay, 賞状 is I just looked this up, I forgot.
It's like awards, basically.
Oh, prize. Okay, yeah, prize. I should have known from the first kanji. Okay, so 賞状もらう, so getting prizes. You 話を考えて writing a story, thinking about writing a story. 俺が絵を描く. So you write the story, I draw the pictures. Interesting.
Perfect. And just as a question, is this morao a period morao or continuing as a relative clause describing omae?
たくさん少女にもらう. So I thought it was like the ending of the sentence. So shoujo morao, like getting prizes, and then omae is like a different sentence. But I'm not sure.
With manga, it's never actually clear because they don't give you punctuation in manga. I would argue it is the same sentence because the you who has received a whole bunch of awards for writing these things. If you write my story, it flows. I feel like better that way.
Okay, so
but that's the only way you can tell. Theoretically, it could be period, and then but I would guess if this was in a novel, it would have been connected as one sentence.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like even in the translation that I just said, I had already added you, and that's omae. So
exactly.
So yeah, it's connected.
Hi. Daro, isn't it? Daga kotowaru. But I refuse. Perfect. Cookie. And this line right over here is going to go to Anthony.
だが断るが、お前も相当漫画好きだな。So, you really like the manga since you like know the phrase だが断る? Is it?
No. I would kind of maybe translate that as like a period there, maybe. Daga kotowaru ka. It's like, oh, but you say no, but don't you? I wouldn't say that's like a manga phrase. He's just saying, but don't you really like manga anyway? Type of idea.
I see.
Like soto meaning like equally, probably like quite a bit kind of vibe. And then L, the next thing will be for you. What did I do to myself? Sorry, it's gone.
Was that the yomu part?
It was the yomu part.
Yomu no wana. So like, I would imagine that's like like reading.
Good guess. So this is actually something you're not really taught in Japanese class. But no in Japanese, there's only two no's in Japanese. There is adjective no, and then there's pronoun no. And this is pronoun no. What this means is that in English we have the pronoun one, like the one who went to the store is Bob would be an example how we could use that as a pronoun. This right here could be used for things and people, and it's always some kind of filled in from previous information. So this no is actually a replacement of the word manga. Yomu manga wa na, which is manga o yomu koto ga suki da, is what he's saying.
Okay.
I guess the no here is actually replacing manga ga suki. His yomu goes in there. Is being thrown in there. So like no is like a weird thing that can basically take a whole kind of idea being embedded here. So as far as like manga goes, it's yomu no wa.
So to translate it, I guess in terms of vibes, if I'm correct, he's basically like, so the white-haired guy's like, oh, but you like manga, don't you? And it's like, he's like, yeah, I like reading manga.
Reading it, that is, right?
I like reading it.
In English, we use it as our random pronoun of non-disclosed meaning.
Right, okay.
And, sorry, I'm going to go like, do map side. So this line right over here is going to go to Cookie. And our first bubble up here is going to go to Carissa.
Okay. Mangaka nante nare ne yo. Wait, mangaka nante nare ne yo. なれるのは本当に才能を持って生まれた、ごく一部の天才。Okay, so mangaka nante nare. I don't want to be a mangaka.
はい。
なれるのは、なれるのは。
はい。So use that same pronoun.
Yeah. 本当に才能. So like really genius ability. Somebody was born with a genius ability or something.
Yeah.
ごく一部の天才. 一部, so like I don't remember Goku, but Ichibu is like one part. one part of being a genius?
Yeah, one part. So if you were translating this into English, first thing you do is you figure out what this no is replacing.
Yeah.
You could just say the one who becomes a mangaka could be a way you translate it, or you could just grab what's at the end of the sentence. Both of those are perfectly good ways, which over here is the Goku Ichibu Tensai, is who can become a mangaka. So the one who can become a mangaka is the 1 in a million, I think what the Goku Ichi is telling us. Ichibu.
Oh, okay.
A small fraction. It's like a small fraction of geniuses are born with having the talent of the true talent, is what he says.
So sorry, what is Goku?
It's I don't know if it means small.
Or
The
is it just part
kanji
of-
is this.
Okay.
It's in the dictionary. You copy it.
Extremely.
Extremely. So Goku no Goku. Goku, quite, very.
Okay, なるほど。
So only a small amount of the geniuses that are born with power, are born with the ability, are able to become mangaka.
Okay.
あとは
A tiny fraction. Okay.
Exactly. あとはただの爆父。After that, you're just left with gambling, and baku chiuchi, professional gambling. So basically a cookie. This right here is going to go to Anthony because I think he hasn't had a turn in a while.
Okay, 漫画家っていうのは漫画を描くだけで一生食えるやつを言うんだ。
So we got that pronoun noun again.
The thing about manga.
はい。
漫画家、throughout his life,
Let's pause and first this. What does mangaka っていうのは mean?
The thing, the mangaka.
It's the thing that you'd call a mangaka. We're defining what a mangaka is, right?
Yes.
The one that you would call a mangaka. That is something that you would iu. What does iu mean?
To say, to speak,
Yeah.
to be called.
So in this case, to call yatsu. What does yatsu mean?
That guy.
Right. That guy is who kueru. What does kueru mean?
Usually means to eat.
It does mean to eat. In this context, it's a little bit more metaphorical, saying like to live your life doing kind of idea. With the to consume media. You're right. It's that kind of idea. You consume your whole life with just doing. So dake in this case is saying just consuming using this. That's the only thing you're consuming, which is manga o kaku. So what is the thing a mangaka can only consume?
Drawing mangas.
Exactly, drawing manga. So that's what they live their life consuming, basically.
Okay.
And this next panel here, bubble is going to go to Carissa.
Okay.週刊誌で関西できたとしても、毎週読者アンケートで、順位をつけられ、人気がなければ、とじゃなくて、1、2、3、4、5、6、
You're at 10?
8、9、10? 10? OK。10週で打ち切り ?OK。Let's see. So, 瞬間誌。
That's the zashi ですね。 Like a zashi?
Oh, okay, magazine. Okay.
はいはい。
Okay, so magazine and
Specifically a kind that releases every shoe.
oh, okay. So every week, a weekly magazine. 連載わからない。
That is to be serialized.
Okay. Wow. So, okay, so a weekly magazine to be able to be serialized としても as well as
Even if it's temo is almost always even if.
okay. So
Even though it's just
としても
even, we just need that if in English.
okay.
Be dramatic. So
Okay,
even
so-
if you serialize in a weekly magazine,
はい。So 毎週読者 every week author
dokusha are the readers.
readers. Yes. So okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. So every week, weekly readers enquete is like a oh my god,
Questionnaire?
not a questionnaire. Yeah. Oh my god, a survey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Survey and June. So something rank.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not rank. Or is it chapter? Okay,
No,
rank.
no, you're right. It's a rank. June is like Junban turn, so it just says the rank in
For that
position.
week.
So you have
Okay.
to receive to attack yourself to a rank. So you must be ranked from those surveys from the readers every week as well. And
Okay.
using that as information, once you're ranked, what are they going to use this information?
Okay, weekly popular 10 chapters that uchikire like to not sell or uchikiri
It's like the opposite of sell.
sold out.
No. Kiri, right, is the cut. So that can be used sometimes like the sell out, but here the idea is that like you got fired, you got cut off from your
Oh, okay.
job.
Uchikiri.
Because this nakereba is nai, right? It's not naru.
Okay.
So it's
So
the
nakireba. So if you don't make the 10 chapter, if you don't make 10 chapters, or
Pause.
is that not chapters? If you don't make the
Let's
top
pause
10,
here. Let's go through what this is. We got ninki ga nakereba. So
so if you're not
nakereba,
popular.
yes, if you're not popular, then you will be cut off. You'll be fired.
Oh, okay.
After how much time?
After 10 chapters? That's not
It
chapters. I
would
don't
be
know if
10 chapters, but it says 10 weeks because it's a weekly magazine.
Oh, okay, that's Shu.
Yes.
Wow. Alrighty.
Perfect. And then L's line is over here. It's been a long time for you.
なんでこいつ、こんなに詳しいなんでこいつ so こいつ is like like kind of a rude, less formal way of like referring to that guy or that
Yeah.
thing. So it's like, what's that guy's deal? It's so specific.
He knows a lot, is what he says.
Yeah,
And
right.
Koitsu I always kind of put on to the neutral level of things. Like, it's not as polite as saying someone's name, but there's so many more rude ways to refer to somebody than
Yeah, right.
Koitsu. Like, I feel like it's very similar to saying, what's up with that guy? I think it's like at the same level as that, rather than being more or less rude. Because you wouldn't really say that guy unless you're being a little bit rude, but not like crazy rude. Kind of like, I think it's like randomly a perfect sweet spot. So this first bubble here, so the one way down here is going to go to Cookie, give him time to write. And this first bubble here is going to go to Anthony.
大当たりするか。何発も当てて。一生食える版漫画家。そこまでいけなければ、ただのバクチ打ち。
Right. So let's start with our first part.
Oh my god.
Oh, atari suru ka.
You hit the spot, you hit the mark.
Good guess. So ataru can mean to hit, right? Or to touch something. In this context, they're talking about in the idea of gambling, right? So an oatari, a big hit, right? Same in English
Ah.
is saying you struck the jackpot, right?
Okay.
So this is whether or not you'll hit the jackpot. And nanbatsu. So batsu is kind of doing the opposite. Nanbatsu mo attari. What's that saying?
何発のあたり so how many times you depart or depart?
It is the counter for departing, like departing from the station. In this context, I would say it's like baba batsu would be my guess. I don't know if that
batsu?
kanji is actually used for that or not, but that would be what makes sense in this context because you have o atari. So he says no matter times you hit big hits or how many times you hit flops, basically. A manga,
so nanbatsu is like X. Like,
exactly.
Nanbatsu?
That's what I believe that batsu is. I believe that's X
Okay.
batsu.
何発も当たって even if you hit like X, how many times X? Even if you fail, how many times?
The other option, the hatsu, could be how many times you manage to get in the magazine. Like
okay.
happyo. It's probably that rather than batsu.
Okay.
Because I was like, I feel like it had to be X because I know batsu can do that, but the kanji doesn't do that. And I was like, that's it. It's the time you can have your you can release a manga in the magazine. So even if you are super lucky and you manage to get your thing serialized, you're not necessarily going to be able to get your manga because it can cut you in 10 days, right?
Yeah. 一生超えれば漫画家一生超えれば漫画家そこまでいけなければただの博打打ち it's just simply so if you're not able to like put all of your effort on like being a mangaka, then it's just like it's simply just a gamble.
Yeah. It's
Right.
In this case, I would probably say what he's kind of ended it to two different senses. Says you have no choice but to live your life as much as possible, trying to get those big hits and serializing, because these guys are just plain old gamblers. Rather than saying you must do this in order to be a plain old gambler, it's kind of just like there's a period here and then a period there type of vibe. But that's full on context. And the rest of this bubble here is going to go to Carissa.
Okay. さっきお前が言ったデスノートの原作の人だって、どこかで書いてたぜ。何か仕事しないと5年後には飢えて死にますって。So just now you said the original creator of Death Noteどこか somewhere 書いてたぜ somewhere written somewhere
yes, it is written somewhere. Perfect.
Written somewhere だぜなんか something if you don't wait okay so
if you don't work
yeah if you don't work after 5 years then 飢えて I don't know something
that's to starve.
You will die. Oh, so you'll starve and die.
Exactly. That's something that the mangaka said.
Oh, okay.
But it's not something that he necessarily said. It's more just like, oh, so Saki, you told me this. Which the thing he said earlier was, what, I don't have the Death Note or anything. So he's kind of more like, oh yeah, speaking of the Death Note that you talked about earlier today, which wasn't in today's club meeting. So if you had the context, it would make more sense. Without the context, it's not clear. But with the context, it says, okay, you mentioned the Death Note earlier. You know that Death Note author? it was said somewhere by him in this context that if you don't work, you're going to die in 5 years, which is really funny because the author of this is the Death Note author. So yeah, obviously he knows, like, I wrote this myself on my diary.
Yeah.
So here's Cookie's line. へえ、意外だな。あ、でも、あれ、割と短かったよな。Huh? That's unexpected. Oh, that would, yeah, exactly. Yep. So he says, huh, that is unexpectedly much shorter than I thought it would be. As in, if you stopped writing manga, right, you have to basically redo it in 5 years. You have to continue making stuff. You don't make enough money. Even though Death Note is super famous type of vibe. Huh. That was unexpectedly short. Oops. And then they're like, blah, 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 blah. And L, I'll give you this first bubble for you.
Okay. 漫画家目指して、一生
食える。
一生食えるのは、1000人に1人だから、10万人に1人ぐらい。So, 漫画家目指して、you mentioned 目指 before? Or 漫画家目指 is that like a manga genius? Or a talent?
The particle, I guess you could argue, has been dropped. Mangaka ga mezashite. So aiming to be a mangaka. Mangaka o?
Mangaka.
Mezashite.
Oh, okay.
Aiming to be a mangaka. Those who do that.
So it's to aim for, right? Okay.
Mm.
So if you're aiming to be like a mangaka, or like aiming to be a mangaka, 一生食えるのは、一生 So that's like to, what, life and eat? So what you have to consume?
Consume your whole life doing.
You consume,
mangaka.
I see. You have to consume
what
your
is
whole
no
life.
mark, do you know?
一生食えるのは、like to do that, and then that
it's
thing
mangaka
is that thing.
who can aim for being a mangaka their whole lives. Basically, the ones who can eat this their whole life, consume just manga every day, making manga. They are this. These are the ones who can do it. They are the 0.1%. No, it is 1,000. It's 1 in 1,000 from there. So he says. It's 10%. Wait, no, not 10%. It's 1 in 1,000. So that is not even 1%. It's negative another zero. I don't even know how you would say that percentage. So 10万に1人くらい. So it basically means 1 in 10,000 is actually how many people that can make manga their whole life. So this is his pie chart.
I missed the but. My bad.
Was there
I missed the iya ja. Sorry.
Oh yeah, iya ja.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, there's a lot of stupid math here. お前と俺が組んだら blah 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 だ、ギャラ半分だからな. And he says, well, if me and you team up together, then rather than being 001, it becomes 0005. So that 1 right here gets divided in half because we actually only become half a person rather than being a full person trying to become a mangaka. So we get even smaller, in a way, chance of doing it. And because your last line was so hard, Elle, I want to give you this next line as well.
Thanks. Okay. さっきから急に常設 饒
like
舌だ
Joel's.
な。饒舌だな。それに、なんだその、確率論みたいなの話みたいな話 ?Okay, so, さっきから、さっき before から、it's like because,
Not because. Kata meaning, so there's two katas. One goes after nouns, and the other one goes after sentences. Saki is a noun. So it does not mean because, it means from. So here he's saying, since
yeah,
earlier.
sorry. Right, yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. It's like kara kimashita, right? Along that line.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. From before, キュウリに饒舌だな。Cutie is like something immediate or like
Yeah.
kind of like urgent.
Yeah, it can be urgent. The main part here is the jouljetsu. Do you recognize that zetsu kanji?
No, because it doesn't have water in it.
It doesn't have water, but this is actually the tongue. Shita.
Okay.
So jouljetsu is basically saying you're talking a whole lot. You're going
right.
pera 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 pera. So he's saying, oh, why have you suddenly started just going blah 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 blah.
それに、なんだ、その、確率論
Kakuritsu is like percentages.
Right. So wait, what are so yeah.
Probability.
So it's like this like what is this? All these percentages みたいな what are all these stories about percentages? Like what's the point in this?
And hanashi just means conversation.
Yeah.
It just means blah 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 blah. 誰かの受け売りか? Are you reiterating something someone else has told you? And then Anthony, this bubble's over here. This one way down here is going to be for Cookie.
まあいいか。人に触れ回るほど、こいつはバカじゃない。まあ、that's enough. 人に触れ回るほど。I don't know what 人に触れ回る is it?
触れ回る is a weird word that means
shake.
it can mean to shake, like the shake off kind of idea, but it basically means like to in this context it's like to preach to.
To preach?
It's probably what I would be using in this context. He's like who he's talking to, right? So he's saying I to Takagi, to the extent of having to preach to him, ma ika is basically what he says.
人に触れ to be spreading news, to go around spreading news. Oh,
yeah, to preach, right?
Okay.
To inform somebody information, which no one says that.
回るほどこいつはバカじゃない。This guy isn't like your average Joe. This guy isn't stupid. Since he's able to like preach this much.
No. So what's going on here is that this ma ika hito ni fuaru mado hodo is basically connected to this, with this being a separate sentence. So he's saying, well, fine, I don't need to talk to you anymore. I don't need to go tell you about all the why becoming a mangaka is so stupid. I mean, it's not like he's an idiot, right? That's what it's saying. I guess you could say he's not an idiot to the extent that I have to go over and tell him all about being a mangaka. You could do that. He's not such an idiot that I have to go preach to him about this. So you could argue it's that. Just gotta know what he's informing him about. This right here is going to go to Caris.
俺のおじさん、漫画家、いや、その、博打打ちだった。Okay, my uncle, the mangaka. Wait, no. This is what we mentioned earlier, right? Like gambler?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That gambler. I think that's it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, my uncle, a mangaka, no, he was that kind of gambler. And then Cookie's line was so, datta, which, right, was perfect. Because he's reiterating that his uncle has died. Shinda. And I think I'm going to stop us here, since it kind of seems like a good finish a full page rather than waiting the 1 minute. So I'm going to stop the recording.